You know, they're selling you all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I back. Trust me, I back.
But I'm not impressed by your performance.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you will do nothing.
I'll tell you what, bro. You know, I was out there, I was fighting all the hitters, bro. You ain't fought no hitters.
Come on, guys. It's normal.
I'm not saying I would fight you. I would kill you.
John, do you think I'm just gonna sit there and let you kill me, John? I mean, really?
No, don't be scared, homie. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
I'm gonna beat you into the living death. I mean, maybe that's your job, but where I come from, you know, people like that get slapped.
That's fucking illegal.
Native, you just shook up the world. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is a simulated death match. And you haven't simulated anybody's death yet.
I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
What is the game plan going in against him?
The game plan is you go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light. That's a Coors Light because Bud Light won't pay me nothing.
Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question.
Yes, yes, yes. What is up? What is up, everyone? Mixed Combat Radio family, hipsters here, haters beware. Welcome to another edition of the show. Obviously, live fight chat edition, joined today with Santiago, of course. It's sort of like the live fight chat like companion to this show because he lives in LA. He can come in the studio with me, even though it looks like he may not be in the same studio with me. He is in the same studio. Santiago, what's up, man?
Not much. Just excited for the cruiserweight finale of the World Boxing Super Series, and I cannot wait to see how this fight plays out, especially now that the styles are already established between both fighters. Yeah,
I mean, it is the undisputed championship of the world. I mean, it is. I've been saying it like as we've been approaching. We've been in the studio for like an hour here together. Like, I am increasingly getting more excited for this. I'm feeling the hype for it, even though we know it's not a big fight in terms of the casuals. That does not matter in the slightest. You know, for once in a while, fuck the casuals. Because this fight's for the hardcores. You know, you are either watching it on an illegal stream because you're hardcore and you know how to do that, or you got a friend to send you a link, aka me, or you actually bought the fucking app, you know, pay for the pay-per-view, like me actually, just so I can, you know, make sure I had a reliable stream to, you know, give you guys the live fight chat edition. So we're here. We're all hardcores. Elias, Ferngoli, Fern saying short intro, please. Fern, I deeply apologize, Fern, but no. No. I love that intro. Mortal Peace, Paul, Paulo Thomas, Pittsburgh Brew. Pittsburgh, you need that little wrench by you. That's what you need. I need to do that. Scott, Kyle, you better get your shit situated so you can join us on this show as soon as possible, of course. One Parade, Edgy, Real Niger, pound for pound supporter. What up, Niger? Daniel Simpson, Robisky. What's up, gang? Obviously, we are here. Fight's about to start. Santiago, tell me what you like last minute, last second sort of like thoughts about this fight, predictions. You know, what do you think we're gonna see here?
I definitely, like I said just at the beginning of the show too, I think the styles are established. We got Usyk, the slick boxer. You got Gassiev, the come forward mauler, but with technique to it. And I do feel, like I told you off air too, I think the balance issue that Usyk seems to have from time to time may play a factor in him either winning or losing the fight, because I definitely think that with the right amount of pressure, Gassiev can impose himself on Usyk.
Yeah, I mean, I picked obviously Usyk by split decision before on the previous show on Wednesday. And I've been saying it before the show, and I always get these pre-fight feelings, and they're 80% right. Hashtag Matt Stats. Okay? I think Gassiev might pull this one out. And I know Robbie Hearns is somewhere smiling and laughing because he's been saying that Usyk's a hype train, that he's going to be crashing down here because Gassiev Jabron in the chat. What's up, Jabron? I can definitely. I have this feeling that Gassiev might pull it away. He's 24 years old. He's younger. Usyk has a much more longer sort of boxing career in the amateurs, etc. Just being almost a decade older as well. I think he's 32, 31. Check that up, Human Box Rec. I'm getting this sickening feeling we're going to see a Gassiev sort of breakout performance.
31 versus 24.
Thank you. I get this sickening feeling right now. We're going to see this breakout performance for Gassiev in front of his home country right here. And also, man, there was a huge robbery earlier on the scorecards between Najib Mohammadi versus Fedor Chudanov. I am not 100% sold on the judging in this card. I mean, I said this joke on Twitter. I'm going to say it again on the show, even though it's already on Twitter. The Russians rigged the U.S. elections. You think they can't rig the World Boxing Super Series? Come on, let's get real. Let's get real. And Pittsburgh Brewers, just a joke. Just a joke. Don't worry. But in all seriousness, this fight's probably going to be extremely close. It's going to be about who can determine sort of the tone of the fight, who can sort of dictate the pace of the fight, who will be in control of it. If Usyk is allowed to be in control of the boxing game, he may just outbox Gassiev for enough rounds, win enough rounds on the scorecards, and win the fight. If Gassiev is allowed to sort of dictate the fight with his aggressiveness, his come forward pressure, his obvious combination work to the body, he will take over. And I think that's going to be fascinating to see is really who will be able to control it. And we probably might see that in the mid-rounds. I think rounds 4 through 7.
That's when someone establishes their style for this fight.
Completely agree. And I think we're going to see that in this fight. I think the first few rounds are going to be highly interesting because I think we're going to see the game plans very early on from both guys. I think that's going to be evident. I think Abel Sanchez, even though he has a very specific style of training and fighters, Gassiev is the perfect guy for that style. So we know that game plan he might have. But we've also seen Gassiev fight on the back foot. We've seen him fight against Dorticos actually extremely well on the back foot. So I think there's levels to Gassiev's game that we don't necessarily see all the time. Similar with Usyk. We saw Usyk against Briedis come forward a lot more, be more the aggressor at times. Who knows really what we're going to see here. I think whoever sort of feels the power first, I think that will also be a determining factor here.
Oh, yeah, and this could easily be a coming-out party for either guy. More so for Gassiev because this is in his hometown, too, no less, Russia.
Pittsburgh, we were saying, Matt, there can't be a draw, can there? I mean, if there's ever a fight where... Because I think this fight's going to decision. I really don't see it getting stopped early. I think these two guys are too tough in their prime to get stopped. I think we're going to see a similar fight to like maybe Thurman Porter. Maybe not obviously with the same exact fight, but in terms of just a great fight, two guys in their prime. Obviously, this fight's between two undefeated guys. Porter already had a loss at that point. But this could easily be a draw. This is going to be a tight fight. This will be one that we will argue about for the next week. I guarantee it. Because I don't think one of these guys is the obvious better of the other. This, to me, in every shape or form, is a 50-50 matchup from the style, from the technique, from the experience. This is 50-50.
Oh, yeah, hands down all the way. Like, we're gonna see some tentative, or maybe one of them decides to just, like, go right from there. But regardless, we're going to see what their first impression is in this first round.
Completely agree. And also we see two different types of like methodology for boxing. We have the Abel Sanchez school, and then we have the Lomachenko school, because obviously Usyk is a part of that. I think that is fascinating. We're going to see really, which school of thought for boxing will take over here. I think that's going to be fascinating to see. For anyone that wanted, in a fantasy fight, pound for pound, who would win between Lomachenko and Triple G, this is the closest thing we have to that pound for pound status. Two guys that are so crafty in their specific style of fighting. Pittsburgh Brewers saying, how can the final be a draw? And the rules of the World Boxing Super Series. I don't know about that. Actually, Santiago, can there be a draw in the final of the World Boxing Super Series? Is there a rule about that? Like it's sudden death round, nothing like that. No, there can't be.
This is my understanding from previous tournaments. Going back to like the Boxino tournament and whatnot. Right, was that in the case of a draw in a tournament format, you would fight an extra round, and that is just to basically.
But those aren't 12-round title fights. in the Boxino tournament, right?
They're not 12-round title fights, and I can't say how far they've gone with it.
Because would the sanctioning bodies allow that? Is what I'm saying.
I don't know, to be honest, but I would imagine that if they are going to follow a tournament format, that they probably would implement that rule.
Maybe like an immediate rematch in place. I don't know, Brew. Maybe look that up very quickly. Either in between the round because the first round is about to start, or right very quickly here. But good question, Brew. We're gonna try to look that up in the break if we can. Mortal Peace saying they have a fourth judge. Okay, that makes sense.
There's probably one way.
So if three judges scored a draw, you have the fourth judge to be the tiebreaker in a sense, which makes really odd sense that you need 4 judges for a tiebreaker.
Probably their way to remedy the tiebreaker.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. First round is starting right here, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped. Usyk already trying to pop the jab out consistently, throwing some feints.
Establishing his distance.
Good jab to the body by Gassiev right there. Interesting to see who's really going to be the one to take the center of the ring. Looks like it might be Gassiev early. But neither guy seems to really be pressing the other one. Trying to get the distance down, trying to get the timing down.
Yeah. Establishing that jab and definitely trying to keep him, on his heels, making sure that he doesn't just try to come in.
Usyk doing a good job of just putting the jab out there, keeping the outside foot placement, not allowing Gassiev to, really do anything at this point.
He's got good use of that left.
I mean, he's always had a good jab for Usyk. It's kind of weird just in terms. Ooh, good left uppercut right there on the counter from Usyk as Gassiev came in a little bit lazily. Good little shoe shine combo up top. Usyk looking really good right now.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely see the level of respect they have for each other right here.
True. I'm shocked Gassiev isn't sort of trying to set a pace early. You think he would try to do that, sort of attack the body early, sort of get the wind out of the sails of Usyk, slow him down a bit, make him fight your fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Very slow start for him.
Yeah, very slow start. Definitely what he wants to make sure is to work that body early and get those wheels out of the way.
I think,
good left body.
And I think traditionally Usyk is more of a slow starter, so it's interesting to see him sort of be a very active guy early. I like that. I'm curious to see if his cardio tank, even though it's been sort of shown to be good, can hold up in this fight, depending on what the pace can be. Good little 1-2 there by Usyk. Another good jab to the body, left hand up top by Usyk, doing a good job. I know Gassiev's face always seems a little bit red, but it always looks like the left part of his face is kind of getting red from the jabs. When Gassiev does throw with commitment, he has a ton of speed, man. He's just not being active at all in this round.
No.
30 seconds left in the round.
Definitely looks like he's still examining Usyk to see what exactly he has to bring to the table.
Paulo making a great point. Usyk's socks are nice. I agree. Obvious important note to make on the fight so far. Round's about to close out. Clear round for Usyk right here, just from the jab, from the work rate. Gassiev, good right hand from Gassiev right there as the round closed out. When it's weird because I don't think Usyk is truly throwing with 100% effort right now.
No, I definitely can see that there's still a little bit of reserve to his punch.
But when Gassiev is throwing, the few times he has, it has been 100%. And I don't know if that's indicative of a hand speed difference, which is in Gassiev's favor, but that's something to look at going forward.
And as the rounds progress, too, how well that holds up. Power, speed, consistency.
Does Usyk start, upping the speed and power of his shots as well? Because a lot of those shots, especially like the combinations when Gassiev would just shell up, those little tiny pitter-pat shots, those weren't 100% shots. You could tell.
Oh, and they're the best way to set up your heavy shots, though. Get him focusing.
They just showed the highlight of that uppercut, that strong hand uppercut from Usyk. Good shot. Clear round for Usyk right there. 10-9 for him. 1 round for Usyk. Gassiev, I think, needs to sort of switch it up there. You can't play the boxing game with this guy. Well, good jab over the jab of Usyk right there. Gassiev landing. That same sort of tone of the first round. Usyk really allowed to just be in the center of the ring and allowed to sort of just do his thing.
Yeah, he's the one who's having his style established at this point. You could definitely see him just controlling the entire tone of the bout, working that jab, circling around.
Well, I mean, Gassiev hasn't made him touch the back of the ropes at all. I mean, I don't understand the game plan from Gassiev right now at all.
He could easily have been caught off guard by Usyk's speed.
Well, good combination there from Gassiev. Left hook, right hook. Good combination there from Gassiev as Usyk got stuck on the ropes. Body. Exactly what we need to see. Exactly. Larry Merchant saying, Matthew, I love you. And then saying, who's your friend? Ooh. Ooh. Larry's into you, Santi. That is Santiago. Did you ever get a TBV award?
No, I didn't. But I was a candidate at one point.
You were. I know you've been a candidate. You've been nominees. You were a Board of Wars participant, though.
I was a Board of Wars participant, too.
Yes.
Me and this guy right here.
Yes. We all have our signed glove there from all Board of Wars competitors. Shout out to that. Man, after that one flurry from Gassiev, I mean, Usyk has sort of, keeps his outside foot placement. He's making Gassiev chase him. Gassiev is not cutting off the ring at all at this point. And that jab, man, right there. Look at that. That was beautiful work right there.
Yep.
Usyk slapped away the jab from Gassiev, stepped outside, and then threw a good left hand counter.
His boxing is on point right now. It looks very, very beautiful.
Yeah, it's really confusing when you see a fighter as good as Gassiev not seem to have a game plan at this point, where Usyk clearly is following a game plan. Clearly. And at this level, these types of fights,
you need one.
You need a game plan.
You can't just be the guy's like, I don't need a game plan. I just fight the fight. No, that's just bullshit right there.
Yeah, you're losing rounds. Like, unless Gassiev really believes he's going to finish Usyk late like he did Dorticos, which I don't know why you're thinking that. You're giving away now a second round. Good left hand in the body right there, but from Gassiev.
And even if you're not winning the round, for a guy like Usyk, you want to work that body at least, even if it's just 2-3 punches at a time. You want to slow him down because at this rate, this is going to be the story of the fight.
And it's also not like Gassiev, whenever he is throwing offense, he threw another good combination right there, that he's not successful when he's throwing offense. His work rate is just tiny. Good counter left hand there from Usyk as the round ended. Second round's over. Clear 10-9 again for Usyk, I would say.
Yeah, easily.
I just don't know, again, if you're Gassiev, you're landing when you throw. Why are you then not deciding, I'm going to start throwing more? I'm going to start throwing more hooks to the body to cut him off. I'm going to start pressuring him against the ropes because that was successful in that one moment. I don't understand the thought process behind that, but it is what it is. I mean, it's Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez isn't the greatest trainer when it comes to, I would say, game plans. Just to be honest. What were you looking up there, Santi?
All right, so there is the fourth judge in the case of a draw.
Yes.
And also in the case of the fourth judge making it still a draw.
Wow, there's a case of that too, man. They're thinking everything.
There is something that they're doing called a countback, in which they look at how many rounds they agreed upon to determine which boxer advances. And they also have in play instant replay.
Oh, this is going to get very odd here. It's Russia, guys. Get hyped. Get hyped. Get hyped. Their round has started. Usyk light on his toes. Good right hand, the body there from Gassiev. See, right there, I mean, he is successful.
And his defense has actually been not too shabby either. Like, he's not getting completely overwhelmed with punches.
I think the jab is bothering him, to be honest.
Definitely the jab. Like, that jab is just so snappy right now.
Especially when you're an orthodox fighter, you're not used to southpaw being able to land a jab as consistent as maybe an Usyk is right now. You're just not. You're used to that being canceled out as a weapon
for either guy,
and then going there from hooks basically, and straight shots.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you could see the refinement that Usyk has to the skill set right now.
Good jab over the lazy jab of Usyk right there, because Usyk does throw some lazy jabs. But see, he's outworking him here. It's clear Gassiev, when he does throw, he's throwing with everything he has, and it's very few and infrequent shots. And you have Usyk, who's just peppering him. Good 1-2 there by Usyk. Good slip under as he rolled out there on the outside foot placement from Usyk as well. I think, again, just showing that he is that class. This is the 20% right here where my gut instinct right before the fight was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the Wednesday show, I was right, and I should have stuck with my head instead of my gut.
Hey, you never know, man. That's what makes this sport the theater of the unexpected.
That's absolutely true. Lazy right hand of the body there from Gassiev, gets countered with the right hook. I like that he's starting to throw that right hook a little bit more from Usyk. That's landing.
Even leading with the uppercut, too. Look at that.
It's landing. Ooh, good little step back, lean back from the right hand from Gassiev right there. Or I should say from Usyk when the punch was thrown from Gassiev. Usyk styling on him low-key.
Oh,
like
yeah, man. He looks sexy right now. He looks sexy.
Whoa, pause. Whoa. I'm awful. I'm so. Oh, that's so good. Or as we say in the industry, he looks cute right now. Oh, that was good. That was funny. Usyk's footwork is clearly far superior than Gassiev's.
Oh yeah, you could easily tell it's a 10.
Well, I mean, we saw Gassiev sort of put on like I would say a similar sort of fight in terms of his footwork, in terms of the real estate of the fight with Dorticos. But he was throwing more. Like, he was more in control, I would say. It was just different.
That could also have a lot to do with, like, maybe it was the right kind of style fighter for him, you know? Maybe that's why he was able to do it, but against a guy who's as technically refined as Usyk, it's just not going to work.
True. Possible. Third round has closed. Easy again.
3-0. Usyk.
Yeah. I mean, this is starting to look like a fight that I absolutely said was not going to happen. A fighter dominating one of them. Because Gassiev is not... I'm not going to say he's not competitive in these rounds, but
you can see that Usyk is just countering everything that he
He's dominant. He is dominant in these rounds. He is in absolute control.
Oh, yeah. Like, he's established here. Right now, he is established.
Gassiev definitely needs to switch it up, and I don't know, man. Just start being the aggressor. Like, he is not being the aggressor at all.
Yeah, if he's trying to box the boxer, it's just not working right now whatsoever. It's been established in just 3 rounds alone.
Georgie, get out of here saying it's pretty competitive. Come on.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit what Georgie just said there, Usyk. You're right. You're right. 4th round has started. Left hand of the body there lands from Gassiev. Usyk continuing to land the jab. Santiago dropping his phone. Usyk just allowed to dance around. Though I will say this, it seems like Gassiev is starting to press him a little more in terms of just forward aggression.
Oh, yeah. The pressure's starting to pick up a little.
Abel must have said something to him.
He had to have. At this point,
Good little
in the fight,
there.
too, all the belts on the line and everything, this is like the biggest stage for him. He has to do something. He just can't do nothing.
Georgie's saying it's not an ass-kicking. True, but there is no way, shape, or form that Gassiev won any of those 3 rounds.
Oh, yeah. You can't say that any of those were even close to swing rounds.
No. Like, they were so clear in terms of who won it. Good jab there from Usyk. Again, I mean, even though Gassiev is pressing him a little more, he's still chasing him in a way. Like, Usyk just right there's allowed to just circle out, to keep circling. Gassiev is not throwing, like, the left hook to sort of stop him as much. There's just little things he's not doing in terms of cutting off the ring.
He's teeing off with combinations, 3s and 4s, man. Like, he's just having his way at this point.
He is. I mean, Usyk is being elusive here. His guard is pretty good. He's being able to parry shots, slip shots, roll with shots whenever he does. The shots that have been landing consistently are the body shots from Gassiev. And again, he's not making the body a prime target. He is not being active in any sort of sense. Paulo putting a great adjective. It's a clinical performance. I like that. That's a good.
It's been a while
word.
since I could clearly say it's a boxing clinic.
Yeah.
It's been a good minute.
Poor Gassiev here, man. he must be so used to just mowing down people. And even like the Dortskos fight, even though that was a back and forth fight, he was always in control of it, I feel like.
Yeah, this is a fight that right from the get-go he just did not have.
Good right hand there from Gassiev, though. Usyk slips that left hand. Usyk, every time he gets almost along the ropes or stuck in a corner, he just circles out like it's nothing. Good jab. Gassiev starting to look a little bit frustrated now. All that aggressiveness.
Ooh,
Good right hand counter.
Good right hand
From Gassiev. Usyk tied him up. I don't think that hurt him, but that definitely.
It staggered him a little, just a little.
You think so?
Enough that he felt that he had to hold him.
I agree. You felt that you hear the difference when you held the mic up, like actually to your mouth. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I know. Usyk round again. I would say that was a more competitive round, though. To use Georgie's word, but clear Usyk round.
Still a clear Usyk round, but I think we're gonna start seeing Gassiev come on. Like I feel like it's that slow.
That right hand was good.
I think it's that slow start. He just needed something to get himself going, and maybe that's the punch that gets him going.
Gets forward. That confidence going a little bit. It's possible. It's highly possible.
And that was a clean right on the temple, close to the chin.
Yo, Pittsburgh Brew, man, coming with the shots. I love it. And we're gonna give Gassiev a pity round for landing a shot. Oh, damn.
Hey, one judge might.
I definitely will go on a limb here and say that one judge gave Gassiev that round. It's Russia. Come on. 5th round starting. Gassiev, man, super impressive here with the jab. That Lomachenko school is just it's a technical mastery of boxing. It really is.
You got the Cuban school and you got the Ukrainian school.
Yeah, at this point, they're definitely making a name for themselves. Is Victor Postol part of that school? Because he's Ukrainian, isn't he?
He's Ukrainian, technically. I don't know if he's part of that school, though.
Like part of that camp?
Yeah.
Did Gassiev land that right hand, or that was more of a trip?
I think it was more of a balance issue, like I was talking about earlier in the show, too, that balance may play an issue.
Yeah, I agree. Jab from Usyk. God. Counter left hand from Usyk. God. It's just, it's amazing. It really is. You notice that little kick Usyk does with his foot?
Yeah.
It's like the Leo handshake, man. I'm just saying.
That's gonna be a staple.
If you're watching this fight and you haven't noticed it yet, look at Usyk's back foot every once in a while, and you see him like kick with it, and like he doesn't kick off of it. It's not like a setup for a punch. It's not a feint.
He's just
like,
kicking.
He just kicks with it like randomly. It's literally like the Leo Santa Cruz handshake. It's hilarious. Ooh, good left hand from Usyk right there. Right down the fucking guard from Gassiev. It looks like Gassiev's left eye is starting to get red and start swelling up a little bit from the jabs.
Yeah, it's going to make it harder to see those punches coming as the rounds progress. That jab has just had so much snap to it.
Ooh, good counter left hand.
Good counter left hand.
And see, Usyk here, like he doesn't need to set like change gear at all.
You could keep this going, and if he feels like it, he could go for the finish. But at this point, he's pretty much just controlling this fight.
Yeah, we're about halfway into the fight. 6th round about to start after this 5th round's over.
40 seconds to go.
Georgie's saying that jab is the story of the fight. Yeah, the jab and the footwork. I think them in combination is the thing. Because you can have a great jab, but if you don't have the footwork to
complement it,
to deal with a guy like Gassiev and get around him that easily, you're going to be a sitting duck there after the jab.
He looks like a sitting duck, for crying out loud.
No, I mean for Usyk, if he didn't have the footwork.
Yeah, for sure.
If he just had a jab, he would be countered off the jab because he doesn't have the footwork, but he does. So that's what really allows him to sort of circle out, slip under that left hand from Gassiev consistently.
And it's just so smooth too, man. It's just so smooth. The flow he has with his punches and his feet.
Well, it's all drilled. Like you can see that it is all 100% drilled stuff that is ingrained in his muscle memory.
Yeah.
Like, this is another day for him in the office, if you really think about it. Like, what he is doing here, he does this to probably every sparring partner.
Yeah.
Oh, round 5 ended, by the way. We didn't say that. And it was a clear Usyk round. If our commentary was not obvious.
Yes, at this point.
I feel like when Gassiev wins a round, it would be very clear that Gassiev won that round. Abel looks so confused. Like, what are you doing here? Like, you were so good before. What happened? Gassiev looks a little bit frustrated, too. Showing a weird highlight of Gassiev landing a low blow. That was weird. Pittsburgh Brew saying Abel Sanchez is whack as fuck.
I want smoke.
That's right, Pittsburgh Brew. You want that smoke. Georgie Porter saying Usyk only got 14 fights. Crazy. We have to remember he's a really decorated amateur. Is he a gold medalist?
I think he's actually a silver medalist. Let me check.
Because you have to remember, Georgia, that he was an amateur with Lomachenko, and they trained under, obviously, Lomachenko's dad together. Like, they're best friends. Them, Vajdic, a few other guys, I want to say. But they're all in the same camp. They all came up together. So that's why you sort of had that refinement. And also, he's been sort of a lifelong amateur, similar to Lomachenko. So he entered the pros relatively late. Remember his rat tail? Remember his hairdo back in the day? God, man, he looked weird.
I like him with this better. The ragtail is on his Wikipedia profile for crying.
I know it is. That would never go down. You know, whenever Usyk probably goes personally and changes that, like, fuck the rat tail, right? Some dipshit fan, goes and changes it back every time. It's great. Fat Apple saying, what did I miss? Just got in and out, not clear what's going on. We have to watch and upload. It's the middle of round 6. Usyk has been clinical in his performance.
Yeah.
The jab, the footwork. He's just, I want to say, styling on Gassiev.
He is exactly what you're saying he's doing. He's styling him.
This is a performance in a fight we never saw coming. It is so clear that Usyk is in control and winning this. Gassiev will need a Hail Mary-like punch, or to just turn it up eventually and just be an animal and walk through fire and throw 100 punches around. He's going to need to do something drastically different.
Yeah.
Rod making a great point, saying Breedis was more competitive than Gassiev. Absolutely agree. Far more competitive. I know people that thought Breedis won that fight. Hashtag Rob in the UK. Just saying. Shout out to Rob. Love you, man.
He's a good guy. Love him.
We love you. But less than a minute left in this round, I should say. Clear Usyk round. I know we haven't really been talking about the round at all, but it's the same round.
It's going to be a broken record at this point if it keeps going.
Yeah, this is really one tone.
And at this point, really, it's just him getting creative, throwing like lead uppercuts and hooks, overhand right hooks and stuff. He's just he's having a field day with Gassiev at this point.
I think he is so far away in control that he can do whatever he wants right now. He can. I think Gassiev is so discouraged right now. He's breathing a little bit heavy right now. I'm not saying like he's going to Lomachenko him, but you see that Gassiev is just not in there anymore. Like, he had that one spot, I think, in the 4th round.
Where he landed the overhand.
Yeah, and he landed some shots and everything.
That was it.
That was it.
And, yes.
Round is over.
He won a gold medal at the 2011 World Championships and 2012 Olympics.
Oh, so he won a gold medal at the Olympics.
As a heavyweight.
That's right. That's why he always talks about moving up to heavyweight.
I think he's got the style to give heavyweights a lot of
Fat
trouble.
Apple's making a comparison, saying, is it like Billy Joe Saunders versus Lemieux? I wouldn't go as that far.
But I could see the similarities.
It's definitely that sort of tone, though. It's that vein of a fight. Maybe not that dramatically one-sided, let's be completely honest, but
the similarity is there.
I mean, very few fights are that one-sided.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you almost just want to be like, David, just quit, man. You're good. Like, we forgive you, fam. The highlights they're showing are just, I mean, it's the occasional like shot from Gassiev, but it's just the jab. It's the jab from Usyk. It's insane. George is saying Abel going in panic mode. Yeah, he has to. double jabs, 1-2s. Usyk landing great shots. Round 7 has started, by the way. About 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Gassiev throwing so few shots now. It is upsetting to watch. How hyped we were on this fight.
We were really hyped too because we thought this went from a 50-50 fight to it turned into an 80-20 in Usyk's favor. Really.
Oh! Shout out to Castle Hill Gill, all the way in New York, saying God bless to your mom, Santiago. Obviously, the great, awesome Santiago's mom, the benefactor that she is.
Thanks, Gil. Appreciate that. Nice to hear
she
from
stole
you.
the party at the TBV Appreciation Night in New York.
Very fond memories and a very fond time that she had, and she's getting better. She's getting better. She's going in for treatment right now. I was talking to Matt about that, doing everything she can so that she can be back to her usual, hardworking self that you guys can imagine she would be.
Yes, if you are a religious type out there, you might say some prayers for Santiago's mom as she's been going through some stuff. But digressing to the fight, about a minute and a half left in the round. Usyk, landing great combinations there, backing Gassiev up. You know what? He might start turning it up a little bit. Ooh, Gassiev coming in with the hard combinations down low. Usyk complaining about it being low. Ref tells him to keep fighting. If you're Usyk now, do you start turning it up? Do you start looking for that knockout? Or do you just ride out this decision as you clearly are going to win a decision fight?
Oh, you could definitely ride it out, and I think it's also going to be a matter of, does he have that killer instinct, Usyk? He does have 11.
Ooh, right hand from Gassiev from fucking hell. I think gets slightly rolled with Usyk, but that was a fucking right hand. Did you see that?
I didn't need to see what just happened, and it's sad too because
how did that not affect Usyk?
It's kind of sad because you could see in his face too that he's giving it the very last bit that he has right now. Like his face is the face of a guy.
Ooh, good uppercut there. That little side shuffle Usyk does, and he throws the uppercut simultaneously. That's a nice little punch he throws, man.
I think he's gonna get the stoppage. You think he's gonna
Nomashchenko him? You're gonna see just
either a Nomashchenko or you're just gonna see him get knocked down, take the knockdown, and that's it.
That'd be so sad, man. We thought this fight was gonna be fight of the year, man, and it
turned into a clinic.
It's turning out to oh shit, Usyk is maybe pound for pound top 5.
Look at how Usyk look. He's just oh yeah, I'm just
Yeah, I know I just sort of said that, but Usyk pound for pound status. I'm not big into pound for pound, but maybe Monday on our sort of review show of all this, I might get into that because no one expected this.
Oh no,
the people that picked Usyk did not expect this sort of performance. Or that right hand did land on Usyk. And Usyk ate it like a fucking champ. Oh.
And you see, it's when you can land that kind of shot and the guy just takes it, that really discourages you.
And remember, they're not showing it in the replay, but he came back with a 3-piece after this. He just circled back out through a 3-piece, man.
Round 8 just started.
Yep. Usyk, his pace has not slowed at all.
If anything, I actually see him just slightly starting to come forward now.
I think he has. I think he senses a wounded animal.
Oh, he looks like a wounded animal. There's no one that can't tell me that doesn't look like a wounded animal.
Oh my!
Look
at
five-piece combo right there.
God, that looked just painful. But then again, Gassiev is a tough motherfucker too. So
he's definitely tough, but
I don't see him getting knocked out. Maybe TKO'd in a sense where you just see Usyk start pouring it on, and
the referee says that's enough.
Gassiev is along the ropes, and he just looks like he's just eating shots. Maybe. Oh my God. This. Paulo's saying Bellew cherry pick. I think you mean if Usyk fought Tony Bellew, that would be a cherry pick. Yes, because Tony Bellew would get his ass whooped by Usyk.
Oh yeah, handily, easily, no question.
You know what? I know I've always sort of shit on the idea of Usyk going to heavyweight.
But your mind has changed after this?
By him versus a Joseph Parker. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I don't want to really see him against like a Wilder or Joshua. Like I'm not.
Well, the height discrepancies alone are just drastic.
I'm not really intrigued by that, but like a one-off fight against like a Joseph Parker type, I'll be down for that.
He would probably make it interesting.
Go collect $1 million, 1.5 million. Like I'm okay with that absolutely. Right hand from Gassiev lands, but Usyk eats it, kicks his foot out, lands a 3-piece, gives 0 fucks, saying, "Oh, that right hand?
It's bullshit."
Yes, Usyk. I love that Usyk soundbite, and it's so much better now that he's winning. Because if he lost, I could never play that again. I would delete it from the soundboard, probably.
Well, he just saved your butt there, then didn't he?
Fat Apple saying, "Damn, tempted to find a stream, but I can wait till tomorrow." Here, you know what? Here, this is for you if you're not watching this fight. Are you even a hardcore Fat Apples? Huh?
These are the fights we love, man. These performances, they're just what makes our heart beat.
Well, I mean, like again, like this is a fight for us hardcores. It is. It's the fight for the fans that really care about the sport. It's two guys that don't talk a lot of shit, that are technically skilled, in their primes, undefeated, unifying the entire division. And now we see that one guy is a potential pound for pound great right now. That's what we're seeing right now. Similar to, I would say, when Lomachenko fought Rigondeaux, that really put him on the map.
Yeah.
Crawford beating Horn, like it just showed a different thing. It did. It just showed a different caliber. Lights out performance from Usyk, right? End of the round, another 10-9 round for him. I feel like both guys are getting frustrated, but for different reasons. Usyk's getting frustrated, like, man, like I've been throwing 100 punches around here,
and this guy just won't go fucking down.
Won't go down. And then you have Gassiev that's like, oh my God, I'm eating 100 punches around. Please make this stop. Please.
Someone have mercy.
But for Mother Russia, I cannot let it happen, so I will keep walking forward.
And he's doing this in his home country too, dude.
Oh, of course.
That's got to hurt even more.
Oh my God, it is great. I love it.
Like, there is no way there's a robbery at this point. It's too dominant.
You know what? Even though we're not going to get a finish here, in my opinion, I know you may disagree with that. We're definitely getting a finish in tonight's HBO main event.
Oh, that's a given.
That is a given. Are you going to hang around for that, or are you going to head back home?
What do you think?
You're going to hang around for that?
Of course.
Awesome. We can actually move the TV back and everything.
Stick around, everybody, for another live fight chat stream later tonight.
Yes, but that one's going to be so late because of HBO's fucking timing and scheduling. God.
It's ridiculous.
That's going to be like a 10 p.m. fight for us. Round 9 starting, Usyk landing like 10 punches in the first 15 seconds. This is probably the best performance of his career.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, he just looks absolutely phenomenal right here. Everything's on point.
I know a lot of like MMA media were sort of interested in this fight, obviously, because MMA media cares about boxing, obviously, and they sort of care about like technique and style and stuff like that. I wonder what they were going to think about, like that's the closest thing we have to casuals watching this, is other media members from other sports like MMA, like a Luke Thomas or a Jordan Breen. I'll be fascinated to see what they think about this, because to me, this is probably one of the best performances of the year, in terms of like a dominant, like this Crawford over Jeff Horn, those are performances I'm like, wow. Like even Lomachenko versus Linares wasn't as dominant as this stuff. Paulo saying, what's the winning pot of money? I don't know what you mean by that, Paul. Oh, you mean like for these guys in terms of the purse? I forget what it was.
Well, I remember that when it was first talked about that the winner was supposed to win upwards to $50 million.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that was for the main event or if that was $50 million spread throughout one bracket or one tournament.
Yeah, that's the one thing I never did understand.
They never really explained that, to be honest, Paul. But they should be collecting millions. Like these at least in the grand scheme of the tournament, they collected 7 figures in this. Definitely they did. It may not be 50, but it may be, 5 million, 10 million. That's what I think. Ooh. God, Usyk landing great shots. Damn. Paulo, and everyone's saying like I'm Phil. Was that from the draft gala? Did I miss something there, or a Michelle Phelps interview? Did Usyk say like I'm Phil? I missed that, huh? Damn, I hate when you miss inside jokes in the game. It's really upsetting. This is.
It's just been a masterclass.
Like there's really nothing to comment on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. Like it is.
Rewind this to like 6 minutes ago, and it's the same thing. Really,
it's the same round over and over again. Oh my God, that
beautiful
uppercut. God damn.
And the way that he eats that too, Gassiev, it's just like any other person takes that, they probably would have gone down by now.
Paul is saying there are serious levels being shown. Yeah, there are. I've been saying, like Usyk is definitely showing on that pound for pound top 10 list everyone argues about. He deserves somewhere in there.
He deserves mention for sure.
Definitely. Paulo saying that's his famous soundbite, talking about Usyk, I believe. No, forever now it's going to be.
It's bullshit.
That will forever be his shit now. When he told Vajdik his title was bullshit. Did you see that, Santiago?
I did, actually.
That was hilarious, man.
I love the way he said it, personally. I just loved it.
Daniel saying it was a Michelle Joy Phelps interview. Thank you, Daniel. Was it on World Boxing Super Series official shit, or was it a Behind the Gloves YouTube shit? Let me know. Because I want to go get that soundbite, you know? Because if he said, I'm Phil, I'm 100% making that soundbite. That's awesome. Somebody send me a link on Twitter or something like that, please. That'd be awesome. 10th round starting, ladies and gentlemen. And Usyk landing a ton of shots early, as always. God.
Even those jabs are like power jabs at this point, you know? Like
they're snapping Gassiev's head back. They are. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
It's all good, man. You still followed up really well, and I mean...
And just so you know, like, we can talk over each other because we're in the same system.
Oh,
so, like, it's not like the Google Hangouts where, like, we actually cut off each other and you can't hear each other. Like, we talk at the same time, they can hear us.
Right?
Yeah, like, I hate that shit.
That's the beauty of being in studio.
It is. It is nice. It's so sad when Gassiev, like, does something and then Usyk just
basically
doubles it.
Yeah, he doubles. He basically shows him up. He's like, "Oh, you did this? Let me show you this."
Mm-hmm. Damn. Mortal Peace saying the angles, period. The power, period. The speed, period. God damn.
I would honestly consider Usyk a creative fighter.
Well, he's the Lomachenko of
the cruiserweight division.
The cruiserweight division. I mean, that's obviously what it is. It is that style is very imprinted on them, and they're both southpaws. Like it's obvious the similarities between the two. God, combination work. As somebody that always sees fighters throw single shots and yells at them to throw 3s and 4s,
you've never had to say that once.
No. You're trying. Actually, there's probably times you're telling Usyk to dial it back.
Yeah, you would probably be like, okay, you pretty much like
you're throwing too many. You're staying in the pocket too long. Throw 2s and 3s instead. You know, you're going to have to tell Usyk that.
Those rare instances where they need to slow it down, where they need to dial back on the pressure.
All right, with the Breedis fight, he probably needed to do that. He was doing too much of this, and Breedis was just able to slip and roll with it better, which is weird. The fact that Breedis put up a better fight than Gassiev is just.
It's
utterly fascinating to me.
It's boggling the mind when you look at it, how these guys came into the finals.
For everyone saying Usyk versus Wilder next, stop.
That's fucking illegal.
Okay, no, get out of here, okay? Paul is saying Gassiev getting desperate.
He should be getting desperate. But
yeah, I don't think he really is getting desperate at this point.
Yeah.
I think he's utterly confused about what to do. Similar to like fights like with Lomachenko, I think that's just the comparison we're going to keep using, unfortunately. It's not a matter of necessarily these punches hurting, but it's the fact that
he's just completely overwhelmed.
He's overwhelmed. There's too much stimulus, hitting his brain in a sense more than actual, just power punches. And he doesn't know how to adapt to it properly. He may know in his head how to, but instinctually in the ring, there's too much going on, and he can't make those adjustments mid-fight. I think that's what we're getting here. Ooh, Fighter IQ saying, is this a preview to a Canelo Triple G rematch? Oh.
I want smoke.
Man, Fighter IQ, a.k.a. Ron the Mastermind, a.k.a. go check him out. TBV, of course, new co-host over there. Yeah, I mean, I thought Canelo won the first fight because of similar stuff. Like it's outboxing. You know, you have a fighter that is chasing one. The instant you start chasing your opponent instead of cutting off the ring, you give all the will and the control of the fight to your opponent. Round 11 starting, championship rounds. Oh, God. Even when Gassiev throws right now, he's being ineffective now. The effectiveness he had in the early rounds is gone because he's too tired.
Even the speed that came with his force isn't there anymore. Like you could just see him just reading those shots off like nothing.
There was zero game plan, or at least one that was not
going to be effective against a guy of Usyk's caliber,
or that he just never really put into effect. Like he never actually activated the game plan, so to speak.
That would be
never
the
followed
worst,
it.
honestly. Like if he never got his game plan off the ground in the first place, that just really goes to show just how skilled Usyk is, like to keep you from being able to execute your own game plan.
Because this can't be the game plan from Gassiev and Abel Sanchez.
I would not have expected this to have been the game plan whatsoever.
Especially the first 6 rounds. You got to think about that. The first 6 rounds were the most crucial rounds in this fight, and it was Gassiev not knowing what style of fighting he wanted to do.
Yeah, it was a wash.
Not throwing.
It became a wash.
You know, it was really enlightening to see because for a guy that we thought, oh, he showed levels with Dorticos, he shows the exact opposite here. Usyk, again, like every other round, a minute and a half left, landing mean shots, making Gassiev chase him, being the better boxer in every single category. Ooh, God, that left hand stopped Usyk in his tracks. Usyk landed, what, an 8-piece right there?
Yeah, and he led with an uppercut, too, a left uppercut.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a masterclass. If you are a hardcore and you have casual fans and you want to be like, hey, this is what true boxing skill looks like, this is that type of fight.
This is the fighter you want to watch.
Mm-hmm. Especially as a big man, too. There's so few of them. Fuck it. Make him versus Gerald Miller, just for the fuck of it. Let's go. Let's go. Get hyped. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, Lord.
I know Tony Bellew said something about coming down. I would love that fight personally. I think it's a good fight for Usyk. It makes money for him. I think that's always good for a fighter.
And it's a winnable fight, too.
It is. But
and there's too much attraction with him having all the belts at this point.
Verbitsky saying, Matt, you got to give Usyk credit. Ha! Ha! That was funny, Verbitsky. Because it's not what I've been doing this entire fucking show. I'm just kidding. This is sad to watch. But you know what? The good thing is Gassiev is 24 years old.
Oh, he's got a lot of time.
This
is going to be one of many learning curves he has for himself.
He is extremely young, so he could easily bounce back from this. This could be a learning performance for him, absolutely.
And this is definitely a fight for him to just become better. Like, I don't expect him to fight anybody else that is of Usyk's caliber in the cruiserweight division.
Gil saying, shout out to Castle Gil, saying he can beat Bellew and Parker. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Parker doesn't have the power as a heavyweight to really, I think, make Usyk pay. And obviously, I mean, he's not the boxer of
his
Usyk.
pedigree is so much more. So much more.
I mean, it's just vastly different.
And like I said, he would make it interesting just by the way he fights that fight, not Parker. Parker would just be there.
Yo, Rabisca reminded me, Matt, Rob got to eat crow. He never believed in the Usyk hype train.
Wow.
It's bullshit.
It is.
That's probably Rob saying to himself right now.
Yo, Rob's sleeping away, thinking to himself, dreaming of Gassiev knocking out Usyk.
Wakes up the next morning.
Thinking he's like, oh, I'm gonna tell Matt I told you so when he wakes up. And he wakes up and it's Usyk putting on the masterclass performance of his career. and showing that he is exponentially levels above Gassiev in terms of boxing. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, 12th round, final round started. 2 minutes and 25 seconds left. It's the same shit as always. We're just here just to talk about the fight some more.
Yeah.
And wait till it's over.
We're just enjoying.
And to make sure that Russia does not Russia it, you know. Just saying.
That is what we're truly waiting for.
But there's literally no way. If they were to give Gassiev the decision, it would be probably the biggest robbery in boxing history because Gassiev has not won a round
for the next decade.
It's probably the most because Gassiev has not won a single round. Like, and it hasn't been a swing round. Think about that. There hasn't been a close round at all.
And you only, at the very least, you can only think of one round you could consider a mercy round.
And even that, no, you can't. Stop. Like, there's not a single round you can give Gassiev. Not a single fucking one. And Fern making great points saying, can't wait until MC's first appreciation night. That'd be lit. That'd be lit. Make sure you go to patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio. Come on. Fat Apple saying, nice dad joke, Matt. What was the joke I made? I probably did make a dad joke, but I don't remember the dad joke I made.
Congratulations.
Because there's that delay on YouTube, so it's not like immediate. Rubiska saying, OMG, Matt, you saw the robbery last night? Yeah, you saw the robbery today, too. There's been a bunch of robberies this weekend. I actually
stopped. The third one this week.
I actually stopped watching the Showtime card last night after that robbery. I was so pissed off about it. You know, and the Muhammadi shooting off fight, that was a fucking robbery. That was awful. Benjamin Franklin saying, I have it a draw. LOL. You guys are funny. Haha. About 30 seconds left. I haven't really watched this round, I'll be honest. Have you?
You didn't even need to watch it to know what was going on.
Come on, man. Like,
that's
not happening.
This is the opposite of the UFC card with Francis Ngannou and Derek James. This is the exact opposite, but you still didn't have to watch either one. One was just far more entertaining to watch, even if it was one-sided.
Christopher Bird saying, what robbery last night? It was the Matisse versus who did he fight?
Zora Hamazarian.
Some Eastern European. The Eastern European clearly won. Had knocked him down, I think, at least once in the fight.
Yep.
It was not good. Fight's over, ladies and gentlemen. Fight's over.
That was just wait for the official decisions, which, barring any scandal, should be very clear cut.
Hey, Usyk. We hear you, man.
I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
Yeah, you are. You are, Usyk. You are. You're here to take over. So let us know in the chat. Let us know in the comment section below what you thought of this performance. Obviously, I mean, we still want to wait to see the scorecards, but barring the most egregious robbery of our lifetime, potentially, at least my lifetime, because I can't think of a robbery that would be this obvious. Oh, Lomachenko getting the ring with some skinny jeans and that flower print shirt. Come on. Trying to look like a white Migos up in there. Rubiska saying, Matt, you're the man. Love your show, brother. Man, no, I love you guys. Anyone out there listening, I love and appreciate your support. Whether it be a like, subscribing, sharing the show.
Or even just being in the chat.
Be in the chat, hanging out with us for these shows. Obviously, we're going to be back later tonight for the HBO, Liam Smith. God, Jaime Munguia. Wow. Why? I hate when that happens. But anyways, digressing. We'll be back obviously later tonight around probably 9 p.m.-ish, whenever that main event is.
Yeah, the card starts at about 7.
Yeah, probably 9 or... Yeah, maybe...
Nah, probably like...
Wait, is it just is it a doubleheader?
It's a doubleheader.
Oh, then it's going to be 8. We're going to be live at like 8 p.m. All right, so 8 p.m. Pacific, what was that, 11 p.m. Eastern, whatever time in the morning in the UK. We'll be back obviously later tonight. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Go to patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio if you want to support the show. You can find us at all platforms at Mixed Combat Radio, except for Twitter, because Twitter does not allow enough characters to have Mixed Combat Radio. Isn't that ridiculous, Santi?
I've always found that fascinating about Twitter, the character limitations.
It's ridiculous. Like Instagram allows 2 more characters for your name, I believe. than fucking Twitter, and that's the difference. Was one. It was just one character account. Okay, so it's MCR Radio Show on Twitter. You can find me at Matt Hunter MCR on all platforms. Great performance from Usyk, pound for pound, level showing. I can't wait for all the articles talking about how great he is. And then if we have Jaime Munguia come out here and put on a stellar performance, knock out Liam Smith, we have a lot of opinion articles coming out saying that he's the next Canelo, the next Oscar. There's going to be a lot of those coming out. I cannot wait.
And at 154, which is very appropriate.
God, again, I can't wait because I think that's going to happen. Now you're saying, so who won? They haven't announced the decision yet, Nigel. So we're just waiting here, to be honest. Actually, I should probably turn up the sound just a little bit so we can hear the scorecards. But we can hear it. You know, maybe they might not hear it, but we can. Jonathan Finch saying, struggle to give Gassiev a round. If you give Gassiev a round, you do not deserve to be scoring boxing. And I know that may be harsh, but I'm completely serious about that. Like, there's not a round you can give Gassiev there. Not a single one. Gil saying this shit was a draw. Come on, man. We're basically saying, Matt, Alberto Machado later tonight. I know.
That's right. He's the co-main event.
We might be live for that one as well, because Santiago's going to be here already.
Yes, helping to carry some of the workload for the hipster here.
Yeah, we might do a 2-hour show like we've done in the past. We might do that.
But it'll never be anything like that 5-hour show we did once. And the dual cast too.
Don't forget that was like a 5.5-hour show. That was almost 6 hours.
We had an intermission for that one.
We did. We literally had an intermission, I think, to get pizza.
Get pizza, food, water.
It was great. It was awesome.
And that was when we were still doing this in separate areas.
That is true.
Imagine doing this now in the studio. It'd be so much easier.
It would be so much easier.
Less connectivity issues.
There we go. I'll start playing some music so in case, you know what I mean. FLAG. You don't want that shit. I sold it out in case. We just want to hear the decision scorecard, okay? Yes, we're about to head out of here. Just waiting for this decision. Oh, here we go. 120, 108. 119. 119, 109. Murat Gassiev. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You were about to give some people there a heart attack.
I know. It was Oleksandr Usyk. Oleksandr Usyk won, ladies and gentlemen. Get hyped.
Even Russia couldn't have a hand in this.
Even Russia couldn't fucking stop the Ukrainian monster. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this live fight chat edition. We have the Muhammad Ali trophy winner, the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world, and now probably pound for pound fucking star, I would say, in boxing. Obviously not star in the traditional sense, but for us hardcores,
it's a star-making performance.
Easily. And I can't wait to come back for maybe another star-making performance for Jaime Munguia later tonight on HBO. Live here, as always, on YouTube. Find us on podcast form on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, etc. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the show. Don't forget patreon.com/Mixed Combat Radio to help support the channel. We get equipment, software to get callers here. And quick little announcement. If you haven't heard it yet, we should have callers by next week. I know, ladies and gentlemen. So can't wait for that one. So be back later. Santiago, peace.
Peace, guys.